Everybody, what's good? How y'all doing this morning? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning, like I always say, because I know I am. Because if it wasn't for waking up this morning, wouldn't be nothing else going on, baby. Hope you guys are really doing good. Whoever's under the sound of my voice right now, everybody that's checking in. That's right, y'all. We made it another day. We made it another day. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. What y'all got going on this morning? I hope everybody's on the wake up with me. Y'all ready? Let's get it out the way. Let's get it out the way. Let's wake it up. Let's wake up the pause. Let's wake up the pause. Yeah. I like doing this. I really do. This wakes me up a little bit. It's like the pause wake up, right? You shake your arms off, wring your neck a little bit, and now you're ready for the day. And you're supposed to say thank you to God because he gave you another one. And even if you got problems, now you're able to keep on fighting back like St. Michael. So let's keep on going, y'all. Welcome to the bottom line. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. Like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. It's Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. And if it's 6 o'clock, it's time for the bottom line. Hope you guys are out there under the sound of my voice, waking up, getting ready to go to work or not. Because if you're not, I feel even better for you because I know I got to go out there and do what I got to do. But why not get the bottom line out of the way so that we know we're fully aware of what's going on with today's current topics, what's happening out there. Guys, when you chime in and you say good morning or you say what's up, let me know where you chiming in from. Hope you all are having a fantastic morning today. Hope you all are healthy. And let's get into these titles. Let's get into it. What we got going on here? We got a lot of reverse reading to do, Bugatti, but we're going to try to pull it off. We have Trump forces the federal workers back to work. Oh my, you should have saw how they was pulling up on Monday like doo, 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 doo. Had to go back to work. No more working from home, especially if you want to get that check. If you're still trying to get that check and y'all trying to still work for the Fed, and basically Trump said y'all got to get back to work. He's not playing about that part right there. The DOJ also orders prosecutors to drop the charges against who? Mayor Adams. Charges are fully dropped against Mayor Adams. That's another title that we have to go through. Then we have the Attorney General that launches a state-level investigation into Dr. Fauci. We got to go into that, Dr. Fauci. In other words, AKA Dr. Doom. Seems like a lot of stuff is going on with Dr. Fauci right now. We used to know him as who? America's president, especially when COVID was going on. So I need to know really what they're talking about with this. They're talking about the fact that he was covered with federal pardon, but that does not have anything to do with the state. I have to say prosecutors are very cunning in this part that they're doing right here when it comes down to finding a way to still prosecute, even though they can't prosecute federally, does not mean that they can't prosecute on the state. Check this out. We also have another topic where it's at the point where DHS had fired FEMA workers for releasing funds to house New York City illegal migrants. Yes, as of yesterday, they have determined that FEMA workers went against the administration that told them not to send any more money out. They sent millions of dollars out to another hotel in the state of New York, you guessed it, where I'm at, and they're still paying for what? Illegal migrants, even though they told them not to. Guess what? Heads are going to roll. They're saying people at FEMA are about to get fired, and that's what the case is. So it's about to be really bad out there for some FEMA workers. I understand that they might have a personal feeling about what's going on with the administration. A lot of people may have their personal feelings as well as their political feelings. Everyone doesn't feel the same way when it comes down to Donald Trump, the administration, and when it comes down to how they're going to be taking action against illegal migrants. And there's pushback on many levels. There's also pushback when it comes down to Tom Homan with the Homeland Security breaches that's happening with a lot of phone calls. Now they've determined that they feel as if the Federal Bureau of Investigations themselves are leaking the information to the news so that these illegal immigrants and cartel members and like, what's these gangs, Tren de la Agua, can get the information early like they did in Aurora and get away. Tom Homan is now saying, even if you're a federal agent with a badge, we're prosecuting you. If you do that, you're going to jail. It's pretty crazy this morning. We got a lot to cover, guys. Like I said, I hope you guys having a fantastic day. We got a full clip that we got to unload. So let's get into it. We're going to start it off like this with the under criminal investigation because of the federal leaks that we just spoke about. Let's get into that one. Let's go.
Secretary Kristi Noem says she believes the FBI leaked it. Noem posted this on X. The FBI is so corrupt. We will work with any and every agency to stop leaks and prosecute these crooked deep state agents to the fullest extent of the law, writes the Department of Homeland Security Secretary. It comes days after a similar leak happened for a raid in Aurora, Colorado, where several Tren de Aragua gang members were allegedly able to escape capture because of the leaked memo. Joining me now is U.S. Border Czar Tom Homan. Tom, it's great to have you. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for all of your efforts. That's number one. You were at that Colorado raid. Tell me what happened. Do you believe the FBI is behind leaking your plans and allowing these maniacs, these Tren de Aragua gangsters, to escape capture?
Writing unit tests sucks, which is why I use Early AI. Early AI is...
We think we found the source of the leak. It's under investigation right now by DHS-IG. Secretary Noem, I agree with her that there's some information.
Plans and allowing these maniacs, these Tren de Aragua gangsters, to escape capture.
Well, yeah, the Aurora operation was leaked. We think we found the source of the leak. It's under investigation right now by DHS-IG. Secretary Noem, I agree with her that there's some information that tends to show that the second leak in the California operation may have been someone in the FBI. I talked to the Deputy Attorney General. We talk every day, but this weekend we talked about he has opened up a criminal investigation into that leak. So when we find these people and we have the evidence to support a prosecution, that's exactly what's going to happen. They don't understand. I don't care what their political beliefs are. This isn't about politics. This is about the safety of our officers. It's only a matter of time if these leaks continue that our officers are going to walk into a place and be ambushed by someone who just don't care about life and are going to take these ICE officers on. It's already a dangerous job. Giving the bad guys a head up, we're coming, is going to just make the job much more dangerous. So we're taking it serious. It's under criminal investigation. Those who are responsible will be held criminally responsible, and we'll prosecute them.
That's unbelievable. What are you going to do to keep your raids quiet? I mean, you know, now you know somebody on the inside is leaking your plans, and you can't have that.
No, and that's why we're going to take serious action, and it's under criminal investigation. I think once that word gets out and we're making it known, we're going to prosecute. We don't care if you carry a badge or gun or not. You will be criminally prosecuted, and we'll lock you up. So, look, we're keeping the plans real tight. You know, I said from day one, we want to be transparent with the American people.
They said they're going to lock them up. The federal agents that's giving out the leaks to the news people, they're going to arrest them and go after them. Guess what? They actually found some of them already. So now he's saying we're going to lead by example. We're going to prosecute them to the fullest so the rest of y'all know not to do this.
That we truly are concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats. So we had some media ride-alongs, Bill Malusian did the Aurora, but you know we're keeping things close hold now. We're reevaluating, you know, how much media ride-along we want. I'm not pointing the finger at them. We can't show any leaks by the friendly media, but we're looking at everything. But here's what people need to understand: we're going to keep coming. This is not going to slow us down. In sanctuary cities, you want to put roadblocks up? We'll double the manpower in sanctuary cities. We'll double the targeting in sanctuary cities. If we can't get them at their home, we'll get them at the workplace. We're going to increase worksite enforcement tenfold. We are not walking away. We're coming. We're not going to be stopped. We're going to keep President Trump's promise on looking for those who are in the country illegally that are a public safety threat. No.
So now the problem is this. Now when you guys talking about, but what about Abuela? What about her? She's not harming anybody. She goes to work. She does what she's supposed to do. She's a good lady. But you got her next to these criminals. So y'all are really endangering her, especially when you know the volume is turned up on looking for illegal criminals. Stay away from our well. I'll keep her low. Real talk.
Nothing will stop us from doing this job.
Well, that's terrific to hear because people are afraid of these dangerous gangs. Look, Christine Noem also sent a letter to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and she's requesting that the IRS provide agents for immigration enforcement. She says they can help with investigating illegal employment and money funding, human trafficking. They can also assist with arresting, detaining, and transporting migrants, Tom.
Now watch how serious he is. He's talking about taking people from other departments and putting them to work. You good at computers? Come do this. If you good at that, come do this. So if this person with a gun, now they can go on the street and get some more illegal migrants. What do you guys think about that? Tyler Durden in town. If Tom Homan we trust, love Tom. What's that? Y'all hit that like button, folks. Please say thanks. Indians expose, investigates. Hit that like button. Hope you guys are good. That's everybody good over there. Hope everybody good. All right, what we got? Tyler Durham, FEMA gave $59 million to migrants. What else we got? Let's keep it going. Let's go.
Tell me about this, because I know Joe Biden hired tens of thousands of IRS agents to try to look under every rock and audit all American citizens so that he can get more money raised through tax audits. How are you going to transition those people to become border agents?
Well, it's really not that difficult for the IRS special agents who carry a badge and gun. They can certainly help on these operations. It only takes one immigration official with Title VIII authority, immigration authority, to make that arrest. But we can always use more armed officers to watch the perimeter, watch the back door. And then certainly the non-officers in IRS, they can do keystrokes. They can sit there and process an illegal alien for us, and that takes a badge and gun out of that processing office and put them on the streets, which increases the manpower on the streets, increases the number of teams on the street. So they can be a force multiplier in many ways. I agree with the Secretary. We can use them in law enforcement and investigative capacity to chase the money, right? These criminal cartels count on the money they make. That's how they buy off Mexican officials. That's how they pay off, the corrupt customs officials. So chasing the money, IRS, great work. But they can also help in operations with their law enforcement presence. And those who aren't law enforcement officers, there's many jobs we can put them in where we can take a badge and gun out of a non-enforcement job and put them back on the street. So there'll be a force multiplier. I agree 100%. Let's put them to work.
That's great. I mean,
it goes on and on. It's phenomenal. I need you guys to watch this on your own because he just keeps on going. I don't want to rape the content and just have this one title because we have a lot more to cover. But that right there was just so much information at one time, to the point where we are understanding what's going on now on so many aspects as far as what they're planning on doing, how they're implementing it, and what's going on the ground. Also, the problems that they're running into. As you can see from what he said, we're about to shut down those ride-alongs with the media. We tried to help you guys out and give you some information directly, but now that's starting to hurt us. We don't know who's snitching, but we shutting it down now. So now they're going to come even more sneakier, more tactical, and more surprisingly. They're not going to even let other departments know now. You already know what's about to go down. It's about to get deep state when it comes down to illegal criminals and when it comes down to cartels, because again, you guys do know that they have been deemed a terrorist organization. Why? Because they bring terror towards people in the United States of America. So do you guys think that Tom Homan is doing a good job? You guys got a thumbs up for the work that Tom Homan is doing. How many people here really feel like Tom Homan and Homeland Security in the last 2 weeks, almost a month, has done an astronomical job? Because what he went on to say was there only been about 300 illegals trying to get across the border, and there's none that's been able to make it so far. Same thing going on from Canada. They're really shutting it down when it comes down to the border. I'm actually proud of them, and I think they're doing a phenomenal job. So this thumbs up, this is a thumbs up for Tom Homan. He's very dedicated, and like he said, try to shut us down in sanctuary states, they're about to double the manpower. Try to shut us down in certain situations, we're going to increase our tactics on you guys. So all they're doing is making it worse for the people, and now they're going to come at them even harder. No pun intended. We got a lot to go. Let's keep it going, y'all. We got a situation now because the president wanted to say something, and he had something to say on my favorite topic, especially when it pertains to Kathy Jokel Hochul and congestive pricing. Shutting down congestive pricing in the city of New York, how he's going about doing it, and the plan that the tools that he's planning on using to get rid of congestive pricing. Imagine if they start bringing congestive pricing to your state because they feel that it's actually doing a good thing, and then you have to pay $9 to go to a certain other part of a borough. You'd be feeling the same way. Also with the intense, crazy drama that's going on the trains as well as the buses now. The buses are even hard out here in New York City. So now you're forcing people out of their cars where it's safe, charging them to get to the city, and now they have to get on the train to go back and forth because you're just trying to, it's like illegal tolls that they're actually incentivizing. So this is President Trump's plan that he has put in play on trying to find a right way to go about taking that out of there. And I hope he really continues to do it and push forward. There's only one other congressperson that's really in his face right now. And I just really want to champion this situation right here, because if we can get rid of this would just be a really strong point to let us know that we have some say in the game, not just they can just keep on implementing more fees and more things on the common man, because it's not fair.
Is numbered for congestion pricing? That is the big question tonight as the president gets more specific on how he could, keyword could, kill it. News 4's Andrew Stiff is in Lower Manhattan with the uncertain future for this controversial plan. Andrew.
Right, Natalie, congestion pricing has been up and running for 36 days. The MTA says it has been working with 7.5% fewer vehicles in Manhattan than before it started.
7.5 fewer vehicles in New York before it started is not a good thing. Even though it's less cars coming in, that's less money coming into the city because they're dodging your intended toll. And now, if your intended toll is not working, that's why last week you go to the state and start begging for $33 billion. That proves it's not working. Do not listen to what these people are telling you.
But that has not convinced the White House. President Trump with some fresh indication that he may want to end congestion pricing shortly after it began. Up and running for 7 weeks, President Trump may soon try and end congestion pricing. Over the weekend, referencing his conversations with Governor Hochul.
This story broke here first, if you guys know. I broke this story first after the Post.
Telling the New York Post, I think it's really horrible, but I want to discuss it with her at this point. If I decide to do it, I will be able to kill it off in Washington.
You know, Trump, he always figures out a tactical strategy to do it, and then he implements it. He also, they're not going to go into exactly what he said, I can tell you. He said certain things that let you know he's definitely planning on doing it, like the con, and he said things like what other citizens are calling the toll. They're not happy about it, and I feel the same way. He went on in this actually much more in depth. You guys can see this 2 episodes back on the bottom line where I read the whole article.
Through the Department of Transportation. What do you think the president should do?
Just kill it. Sign an executive order.
Please.
While many drivers might celebrate the end of a $9 peak toll, others have enjoyed a noticeable reduction in traffic. Some also wonder if a president can simply overturn a New York law.
Sounds easier to say than to do.
Well, if you want federal funding and you want your money to come from the Fed, that other money that they're begging for, yes, they can. Y'all need to get more fat on your brain before you start, making comments about stuff that you don't know. Just so you know, all he has to say is, check this out. You guys need federal funding, right? Well, you're not going to get it if you don't shut down that congestive pricing. And that's part of the plan. And Hochul is very scared about that. But let's let these guys with the wrong information try to say what they think.
Why so?
I'm assuming that a lot of this is baked in with the state government, and they're not going to give it up easily.
When you assume, I'm glad it caught on that word, when you assume, you make an ass out of you. And in this case, not me, him, those two.
Opponents of congestion pricing say federal approval given can also be taken away.
Bomb.
The president has the ability to reverse the rubber stamping of the Biden administration that...
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait. All my killers, everything that we saw, we gone. And I hate to keep stopping it, but think about this. What's been the most craziest thing that they've been doing to each other? Getting rid of what? Anything that Trump put in that was a major cost for Biden to take out, even if it was good for the country. Soon as Trump comes in, who put this in play? Biden, out of here. And I'm going to stamp it even further because Mayor Adams, they're saying that he's being corruptively prosecuted under terms and things that happened because he pushed back against who? The Biden administration. So she's letting me know with a maraschino cherry on top, congestive pricing about to be out of here. Pay attention to the details, and then you can see what the outcome is possibly about to be. We play chess over here, y'all, not checkers.
Then can also be taken away.
The president has the ability to reverse the rubber stamping of the Biden administration that said there was a finding of no significant impact.
The governor's office said Governor Hochul has had several productive calls with President Trump and is happy to talk with anyone, anytime, about how this program is benefiting New Yorkers and the entire metro region.
No, it's not. It's actually sending more trucks and more industrial type of vehicles through places like where? The Bronx, and more urban areas like where my people are from, and hurting us, and the asthma rates are about to start going up for children, and then the pollution is already terrible. It's been to the point where we have not seen the sun in New York for about 7 days. We see it for about 5 minutes and then it goes away. It's like a cloud. We are the new London. So if that's already happening, imagine how bad it's going to be for uptown and urban areas. It's not working. It's not a good thing. If we don't keep on being vocal about Jokul Hochul, she's going to keep on doing things like this. Remember what I told you. Right after they implemented this, 3 train lines got shut down. Soon as they implemented this crap, 3 train lines got shut down, and they were like, oh, but we're working on it. It'll be done by 6 months. The other one was 18 months. So not only are you forcing more people to take the train, overexerting the train system, you're shutting down lines and forcing people to do stuff that they're not supposed to. Then you got people on like Long Island Railroad or certain trains that actually pay for those fares, but you got people from the regular train getting on there now because that's the way that you're getting them to work or whatever. So no, it's not good. And no, it's not. They don't know what the HELL hockey sticks they're talking about. And again, like I always say, Kathy Hochul needs to be not governor. She was not elected. She got in there because of Cuomo, and she stayed in there because of DEI, period.
And the MTA already banking on major projects to be paid for by congestion toll revenue, like the extension of the 2nd Avenue subway, modern signals on old subway lines, and accessibility projects, like a pilot program announced today known as Convo, live on-call interpreters for hearing-impaired commuters.
Oh, come on, man. Put some more police on the train. There's not even that many people that's hearing impaired that get on the train. And I'll be the one to say that even if they get mad at me. And then what is this other crap up here that I just saw? What is this? It's just like when she just tried to put those bars up on the train. That's, again, a person that don't know the streets and don't know the code. We need somebody that's been on the ground, that's been functioning in the government, that know what's going on. Call me out, get mad at me, we'll know what I'm about to say. Y'all gonna get mad at me. We need Cuomo back. We need Cuomo back. Call me what you want. We need Cuomo back. Congestive pricing needs to be out of here. It's another toll on the people, and it's just overexerting the common man and the hardest working people. Now it's to the point where I keep on telling you guys, restaurants downtown are suffering because people don't want to come in to go to no restaurant when they know they got to pay $9 extra. So now the restaurants is like, we'll pay the toll. But then again, you at home like, I don't even want to deal with that. I don't even want to deal with it. Let's do something over here. So now less people coming into the city. Rockefeller Center, yeah, right over there. Yeah, Rockefeller Center, the tree and all of that stuff. Watch next year, y'all keep this crap going. It's a wrap. That's why this needs to be shut down, period. 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 Now we're going to keep on moving because we got nearly 17,000. That's right, y'all heard it. 17,000 federal workers decided Monday, they wanted to go back to work because Trump gave them an ultimatum. You can either go back to work or be fired. Some of you guys can actually get your pensions and just cash out right now. Believe it or not, a lot of them decided to do that. How many people here in New York City? Lorraine Stewart said, yes, I agree. Mr. Good Citizen, as yesterday's polls show, Americans are behind Trump. Oh, I like that. You can use my word. Get him! I like that. Joe DeMatteo, Mr. First Part. What's up, Bugatti? What's up, Joe? We in here. Rob, what's up? How everybody doing? Rob Dunn, what's good? We shouldn't help New York City or Chicago or California. How? You talking about with like, what do you mean how we shouldn't help them? So I want to elaborate on that because it might be something interesting. Common Sense 101 said tactical strategy. Dude just breaks and leaves everyone else to fix it. Who does that? Who you talking about? What dudes? Let's get into these 17,000 federal workers going back to work. They cause all types of chaos back on the streets. What's funny about it is, right? The streets weren't even ready for the traffic. That goes to show you how long these people haven't been to work. They're talking about shutting down, alternating, finding other parking lots. That goes to show you how long these federal workers were not at work. They were working from home. And they were going to be working from home even longer had the other administration made it in. Could you imagine?
All right, heads up if you're traveling into D.C. this morning, prepare for congestion on the roads, especially around Navy Yard. That's because thousands of federal workers are set to return to the office today.
Yes, already a busy morning out there. President Trump's order mandating federal employees return to work in person goes into effect this morning. Juliana Valencia live in Navy Yard with more on what's expected today. Juliana, good morning.
Good morning, Jimmy and Tony. You know, among the federal workers returning to the office, nearly 17,000 at the Washington Navy Yard, and this is just one of the entrances. You can see traffic lining up from this angle, and also...
Yeah. Get your ass back to work. Get your ass back to work. Instead of sitting in front of the computer working when they think you're there. Or trying to front like and sitting at the computer doing. No, let's be productive. Let's be a productive country. You want to work for the government, get up, go to work. That's right. Punch the clock, move paperwork around. Yes, this is the only way to stay alive, y'all. Only way to stay functioning. Old person told me that. I said, how you stay alive so long? I'm gonna tell y'all the secret he told me. He said, don't stop moving. Keep moving. Keep doing, keep flexing and keep on doing what you gotta do. Because as soon as you sit down, it's gonna catch up to you. They need to get their ass back to work, period.
You have a line of traffic coming from the other way as well. But traffic, the flow, it has been consistent. They've been able to get people inside the base despite those long lines. And base leadership, they tell us that they have been working with local government to handle all of this traffic. They're increasing manpower at their entrances, but say people should still expect delays. There will also be attendants monitoring parking, but people who can't find a space will be directed off base. The base only has about 4,400 parking spaces for all of them. And DDOT has also told News 4 they are going to monitor traffic signal timing if they need to do so. And we spoke to a federal worker and asked his reaction to all this traffic because he has already been going to the office.
Traffic is backed up considerably. This is amazing because I haven't seen this much of a backup in about 3 years.
3 years. See, that's what I'm saying. When you pay attention to what people are saying, now you get an idea how long they weren't going to work. Just a little idea. This many people weren't actually clocking in and working for almost 3 years. What administration was that under?
And so it's interesting. I hope people are ready for it. I hope they bring their patients with them. And it may be back to norm, but this is what we're at right now.
Yeah, let's get back to work. What's wrong with going to work? If you're getting paid to go there, go to work. All this, work from home. Let me put on these ugly slippers and just put a shirt on with some shorts or whatever under there in front of my laptop acting like I'm working. No. Did you guys know that the minimum, almost the majority, the standard rate of these people's pay, the minimum for a government worker is like $65,000? So they staying home getting checks. Like Memphis, not Memphis Bleak, like Meek Mill said, they messing up a check. They messing up a check. Every week they getting that check coming in, and what they doing? Just chilling. I told you guys so many times. I don't know how many people here. Have you been to a government office to pay a ticket, to do anything that had to do with court, and it just feels like, why is it so quiet in here? I mean, it's like really nobody here. Most of the windows in the terminals and different tellers are not even there. You go to one office, like you're trying to pay a fine or something like that. You got maybe 3 workers behind there. That's how the government is being ran now. And so much loss, so much money just being spent on nonsense. We got to cut the waste, because if we can cut the waste, we'll save a lot of money and our debt won't be so much. And we can have a little bit of money for ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. He's doing so far what he got elected to do. Thumbs up, Donald Trump. Let's keep on going. We also got this situation now. Where your boy at? Where your boy at? There he go. Boop, boop. Mayor Adams. Yeah, he played ball the right way. Told you guys, he played ball, opened up that sanctuary city. He's working with the administration. Y'all are going to hear it. He played ball. So guess what the DOJ did? They shut down that case that they had against him in New York. And really, to the bottom line is, not even any real excuse. They spoke of the Biden administration and how difficult they were being when it came back to him voicing how things were when all of the buses were being sent into the city, and they weren't giving them any help. Y'all remember that. If you're from the city, you remember that. But you also remember him giving a lot of pushback. Him being Eric Adams. That's the reason why they're actually trying to say that they want to get rid of the case, because they're feeling like it was just political prosecution. And he's luckily under the umbrella now where Donald Trump has been feeling the same sort of prosecution. It's relative. And so Donald Trump is telling the DOJ, of course, to drop the case in New York. So even if he did something funky, like he probably, where there's smoke, there's fire, he's actually luckily getting out of this one. What do you guys think about that?
Top story this morning, Mayor Eric Adams now getting out from under federal corruption charges. The DOJ ordering prosecutors to drop those charges.
But the reasoning is not necessarily because the mayor is innocent. Let's get right to Good Day's Robert Moses. He is
not necessarily because the mayor is innocent. My city is officially Gotham, period.
Live outside Gracie Mansion this morning with the latest. Robert?
Tashani and Dan, the mayor had faced the possibility of a trial this coming April, but now it appears as though that is off the table because of this directive from the Department of Justice contained in an extraordinary 2-page memo that represents a huge departure from longstanding DOJ practice. This memo was written by the acting Deputy Attorney General Emile Bove, who at one point represented President Donald Trump. Bove told prosecutors here in New York that they are directed to dismiss charges against the mayor, not necessarily because of the strength of their case, but for 2 other reasons. First of all, the memo says because the timing of the charges improperly interfered in the mayor's re-election campaign. And second, according to this memo, the charges restrict the mayor's, quote, ability to devote full attention and resources to the illegal immigration and violent crime that escalated under the policies of the previous administration.
That's actually the answer to everything. If you really think about it, the last part of their definition of why they pulled the case, that is the main reason, because it's interfering with what's going on with illegal immigration and eradicating what's going on. And he's playing ball now. Bottom line. That's the name of the show. What y'all feel about that? That's what I feel. I think it's because he's playing ball now.
Mayor Adams has been accused of accepting illegal campaign donations and travel perks from Turkish officials in return for doing them favors, like facilitating the opening of a diplomatic building on the east side despite safety concerns. The mayor has pleaded not guilty. Fox News caught up with the mayor last night as he dined with the billionaire Trump ally John Catsimatidis and asked for the mayor's reaction to the news that these charges will likely be dropped.
I think that I would like to speak with him first and get a better understanding of exactly what's taking place now, because right now I don't have any information. As I'm sitting here, calls are coming through, but we're looking to find out what's going on.
The mayor's attorney, Alex Spiro, said in a statement, now, thankfully, the mayor and New York can put this unfortunate and misguided prosecution behind them. The mayor and President Trump have drawn increasingly close in recent months. Mayor Adams met with President Trump near his Mar-a-Lago estate last month and just days later attended his inauguration. And back in October at the Al Smith dinner here in the city, then candidate Trump expressed solidarity with the mayor.
I know what it's like to be persecuted by the DOJ for speaking out against open borders. We were persecuted, Eric. I was persecuted, and so are you, Eric.
And to that person that just said, how come every black MAGA supporter have a messed up hairline? I'm 50 years old, homeboy. I used to have braids, and I'm telling everybody, don't mess with them braids. But back to the phenomenal situation that's going on here. Oh, meanwhile, he's no longer with us. Got him out of here. Bam! We don't need moderators. I'm the worst moderator. I'm the worst troll. Play them games. I'm already seeing people getting hit up out of here. We got the bots working now. So all of you Diddy callers trying to say I look like Wesley Snipes and such son, please keep doing that because y'all gonna see a whole bunch of things that say hidden, 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 and those people are just getting out of here. They're getting blocked and kicked out because they're not staying on topic. Let's keep it moving.
The mayor's challengers have pounced. Comptroller Brad Lander said the mayor is standing up for precisely one person. And another challenger, State Assemblyman Zoran Mamdani, questioned whether the mayor cut a deal with the Trump administration that violates city law. This memo leaves open the possibility that charges could be refiled at some point later on, but it appears as though they will be dropped very soon. The mayor will be meeting with senior administration officials later on this morning at 8, and then he will address the city at noon today.
Nothing worse than having a case still sitting over your head. You never can live comfortably. You're never totally out of the woods. Every time you have, let's say you have a party, right? And you at a party and y'all dancing or whatever like that. And then you're like, yeah, we're going to be doing this. And then next week you're going to do that. And then you think in the back of your mind, oh man, I still got that open case. I wonder how that's going to turn out. You're never really totally happy with your life when you got something sitting on you like that. So I say that because for some reason, the state of New York loves to just leave the possibility to bring the case again later or 5 years, 20 years probation. Let me tell you guys, the bottom line is this. Anytime you get yourself in a situation, try to get all the way out with no lingering leeches, with no hangers on, where there's a possibility that down the line they can do something to you. Either try not to get in trouble, or when you get the sentence or whatever you get, just take it. No probation and none of that crazy stuff, because all that is like a sneaky situation just to bring you down more. Because if you get caught again with a small minor infraction, now you have the probation or the parole that they can give you even more time for. And to keep that on you like that. So be careful. I say it in those categories because that's what New York loves to do. Or we're going to let you go now, but just stay out of this and whatever. And we have the possibility, the opportunity to bring this case back up in the future. No, I'm going to tell my lawyer, look, let's work on that last part now. Let's fight that opportunity in the future crap now. Let's get that out of there. And then we can do some negotiating. If I got to do 2 months, 3 months, whatever like that, I'd rather do probation than have you lingering with me on a case for a future opportunity to bring a case against me. Get all of that out of there. Ain't going for it. We're going to keep it moving forward now because guess what? Who could possibly be running for mayor? I almost messed up earlier. I had his name as Mario Cuomo because in the news, they always say just the last name. I've been around for a while. His dad is Mario Cuomo. His brother is Chris Cuomo. This is Andrew, the person that used to be the governor of New York, who lost his position to Kathy Jokel Hochul. This is the person that they're saying that should go for the mayor now. I don't think so. I'd rather him go back to be the governor. I don't care what anybody say about that. He got me through COVID like nobody else. Every day that man was on the TV telling us what we need to do and really going in. May have done some things that you guys are angry about when it comes down to the homes and stuff. At that time, none of us knew what was going on and how to handle the COVID-19 situation. But I'm gonna be honest with you, as far as I'm concerned, Cuomo got me through that. Every day, he got me through it. So y'all can call me what y'all want.
But there's one big question yet to be answered.
That's right. Fox Eye's Morgan Mackay joins us now in studio. Morgan, everyone is...
How many sales calls could you book if you sent 50,000 cold emails per month?
Not enough to keep you off the...
Former Governor Andrew Cuomo is going to jump into the race.
Yeah, Steve and Natasha, one analyst telling me today that the race pretty much feels frozen right now because they are waiting for whether or not former Governor Andrew Cuomo will jump in the race or what happens to Mayor Eric Adams' federal corruption case.
I'm proud to be here to endorse Zellner.
Congressman Dan Goldman endorsing State Senator Zellner Myrie, who is running for mayor in a crowded Democratic primary. But despite this boost, Myrie can't escape from one of the biggest unknowns in this race. Is he running against Mayor Eric Adams or former Governor Andrew Cuomo.
There is one mayor in office right now who is failing New Yorkers, and that is the person that I'm running against.
And this race is basically frozen.
With a little more than 4 months.
Last thing we need is another Democratic mayor in New York. Straight up. Independent, whatever. But if you're going to keep these same sanctuary city laws going on and just keep on taking all of the monetary to take care of other people besides the homeless veterans that we see every day on the street, I don't endorse you at all.
Months until the primary, this is usually the time that candidates are fully ramping up their campaigns. However, instead, almost everyone is holding their breath to see if the former governor will toss his hat into the race. A recent Emerson College poll showed that if Cuomo does jump into the race, he takes the lead with 33% of the vote, and Adams coming in second with 10%. This despite the scandals that rocked the final days of the Cuomo administration, forcing him to resign as governor in 2021.
There have been 5 or 6 polls in the last 3 weeks that have him ranging from 30 to 40%. One of the reasons he's polling well is that that voters seem to think that the existing field is a weak field. And I think Cuomo benefits that people know him.
If Cuomo doesn't jump in the race, though, Adams would get a sizable boost in voter support, taking the lead with 16%. Candidates, though, are also waiting to see what happens with Adams' federal corruption case.
We already know what's happening with that. So he's being put back in a position in order to be able to go and be reelected. Our only question is, from what we have already seen now, is who is he gonna be running against? That one person, or is he gonna be running against Cuomo? From me to you guys, I don't think that Cuomo should get into the mayoral race because it's a step down. I think he should wait for Hochul for another chance to be the governor of New York. That's what I think. Personally, I think I'd rather have him as the governor. Okay, we got Spaceman, front man to benefits the billionaires, Joe DiMatteo. If the people want programs, give them programs. Just cut the crap y'all spent on. Here we go. We got Spaceman said we need a Democratic mayor. Stop cutting programs that taxpayers pay for. Okay, Joe. Okay, we only got Joe. We got 2 people up in that's really getting busy. Appreciate you guys. Sharon said Andrew will be running. Okay, go for it. What you guys think about Andrew? He's asleep. Who's asleep? Who are you talking about? Okay, what else we got here? We got Atra Joles. Thank you for waking them up, sir. That's called an ad hominem attack. It's a personal attack to shift the convo because they have nothing of value to say. Do me a favor, you guys, if y'all appreciate the content, we got a lot more to go. Double tap that screen so everybody know that we're here, and the fact that you appreciate the fact that I get up at 3 to pool all of this to get us right at 6 o'clock in the morning and know what I'm talking about. Gotta watch the videos and all that. But we're not complaining about that. We don't care about no money. We got coffee in the kitchen. We ain't got no problem with that. What we would appreciate, though, is if you appreciate the content, just double tap the screen so everybody knows that we're over here and they can start coming over. We get a whole bunch of people. We have a great communication going on and we can turn up on the show. It's the only thing I ever ask when it comes down to this show. Don't worry about the snaps on the petrol. Let's just get those numbers up. We got about 266 people in the building. We got 20 likes. So can we please, I'm really asking you guys, I don't want it to be a hard day. Let's double tap the screen and get those numbers up. I really appreciate that. Okay, guys, now we're going to keep it going because now we got the Republican attorney. Yeah, Attorney General. She's launching a state-level investigation into who? Dr. Fauci. Somebody that I never liked. Somebody that scared the H-E-double hockey sticks out of me every time. Kept on shutting stuff down, kept on telling us, you can go to work, you can do this, you can't wear a mask, you should do this. It was crazy. And it doesn't seem like he had our best interests at hand. And now, because of the fact that Joe Biden decided to pardon him on the federal level, you know what I like about smart people? They said we could still go after him on a state level, and it still could get jail time. And it don't matter what kind of jail you in, federal or state. Jail is jail, baby. Especially when they're taking your freedom away from you. Could you imagine Dr. Fauci being arrested and being put in jail? Can y'all believe that? What would y'all think about something like that?
I'm Christine Frizzau in Washington. A new investigation at the state level has been launched against Dr. Anthony Fauci. You may remember President Biden issued a preemptive pardon for Fauci, but that does not protect him from any state legal action. Republicans argue he needs to be held accountable for mismanagement of the pandemic, as Democrats accuse them of targeting political rivals.
Wear a mask, avoid crowds.
The man once referred to as America's doctor, now a target of 17 state attorneys general.
What do you guys think about this? Do you guys feel that this as if this is a wrongful prosecution? Do you feel as if Biden was right in preemptively pardoning him? Do you feel as if there's smoke, there's fire? Why would you pardon someone if they didn't have anything to be pardoned for? Or do you feel as if they were just securing him from Trump, possibly, trying to prosecute him for whatever they didn't like about him? How do you guys feel about this Anthony Fauci situation when it comes down to him about to be prosecuted on a state level? What do you guys think about that? Yes, it's wrong. Yay, jail. Jenny Wren said, yay, jail. Sharon Buckman, I can't stand the DR. I can't get past what he did to those Beagle dogs. Okay, what else you got? You got Jenny Wren. He should be jailed. So many people DI. Yeah, he definitely. Crystal Bean, I'm asking, just came in. I don't know what you're asking. One pissed off veteran. Isn't Trump about the safety? Isn't about to safety? What are you talking about? Jenny Wren. Okay, all right, let's keep on going, y'all. Let's keep on going.
All Republicans using a GOP-led congressional report released last year as the basis for an investigation into his response to the coronavirus pandemic. In a letter citing his attempting to discredit the lab leak hypothesis and mismanagement or negligence while serving in leadership at the National Institutes of Health.
They shut down schools, they shut down businesses, and there are concerns by many of us from Dr. Fauci's testimony in Congress that he said things that we know weren't true.
South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson is leading the effort, which he calls necessary as a result of President Joe Biden's preemptive pardon of Dr. Fauci.
We're telling Congress, don't stop looking for the truth.
Yes, I did.
So we're not prohibited from going forward with state actions, regardless of what Joe Biden did in the final moments of his presidency.
Additionally, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency posted, as part of millions of dollars in canceled contracts through Health and Human Services, a $168,000 contract for an Anthony Fauci exhibit at the NIH Museum would also be cut. Fauci served alongside President Donald Trump during his first term when...
You could tell that he didn't like him, though, especially when COVID came in. We got some good follow-up comments right here. We got Ace almost said he is a distraction. We got Dwayne Kirkley, lock him up. We got one pissed off veteran, Joe LMO, okay, not saying that. Kwamel Hicks, he lied to all of us. He deserves to be jailed. Maurice Ellis, it's politically wrong. And then Fauci for prison, that was Swabbles 808. I'm saying you guys comments, do me a favor, double tap that screen if you appreciate the content. Double tap so we can get these numbers up. Let's go.
COVID-19 was spreading rapidly around the nation and the world. Democrats for months have accused Republicans of using Fauci to fuel a political agenda on behalf of Donald Trump.
We haven't seen a damn thing to suggest that these accusations are accurate. You've been a hero to many for 54 years.
Here on Capitol Hill, Homeland Security Committee Chairman Senator Rand Paul told me he also plans to investigate Dr. Anthony Fauci and any role he may have played in conducting gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab in China, where he and some others believe the COVID outbreak may have started. In Washington.
Yeah, y'all. So Anthony Fauci, Dr. Fauci, aka Dr. Doom, he's under investigation right now at a state level. And yes, they're talking about prosecuting him. And what do you guys think about that? I see a lot of people saying, yes, prosecute. I see a lot of people that's about it, Fauci for prison. I see a lot of people that's going for it. Okay. Oh, Paul hates on, like said, self-serving in my own agenda. Okay. One pissed off veteran said Fauci saved lives. Okay. Appreciate you, pissed off veteran. Okay, cool. We're going to keep this going right here. What else we got right here? Okay, let's keep this going. We got another situation right now. You heard about those FEMA agents that gave out the money in New York State to pay for more hotels for illegal migrants? Did you hear about that? They felt a certain way, so they just sent the money anyway. It's like, I've been doing this for so long. My belief is that I think that these people should still get the money, and I don't care what you guys say. You know, they forget that they have a job. And when you have a job to do, and somebody gives you a certain amount of authority, and when you over supersede that authority by doing what they don't want you to do, what winds up happening? And he's really good at it. You're fired. Yeah. FEMA, everybody that gave out that money to these people with these hotels in the city, millions of dollars, more dollars for the illegal migrants, while all of this is going on, they're getting fired. What y'all think about these FEMA workers that's about to get fired for giving out monetary after the administration already told them not to give the money out?
Timeline for how long people are going to be there depends on whether or not anybody's going to take them.
Right.
So it could be that some people are going to be there indefinitely.
You know what's interesting to me is the previous administration knew who these.
No, it ain't. It's the wrong clip. We got to get this one going. Stay there with me, y'all. We right here. We on point. Let's go.
Fox News Alert. Moments ago, we received this together. We received a statement from the DHS regarding the $59 million sent from FEMA.
$59 million. 59.
To New York City migrants last week. Quote, 4 employees being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. We have not announced it yet, so we have it first. There's going to be firings, the names are going to be out, and let's bring in New York Congressman Mike Lawler. Congressman, your thought about that move?
Well, it's long over.
Empower any SN. Your prospect answers a few.
Overdue, frankly. These funds have been misappropriated going back to the Biden administration. And New York City, a sanctuary city, has been wasting billions of dollars of taxpayer money, billions with a B, to provide free housing, clothing, food, education, and health care to illegal immigrants, including.
And most of the time, they're looking over the homeless people that are in New York, all of the veterans that are in New York. They're giving all of these people more money than they're giving our own citizens and people that have been here that fought for the country. I don't condone stuff like that. My dad was a weapons specialist in the Vietnam War, died of Agent Orange. I'm not playing that game right there. So they're taking away things that we supposed to have. My father, the VA, they could use all that money to make it better than the VA. They could help people get back to work. They could do so much with the billions of dollars that they gave away to these illegal immigrants. And it's a slap in the face to the American people. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. There's broke Republicans and there's broke Democrats. They could have gave the American people that money and helped us first. And we still struggling while they're here. And they got the nerve to give them $59 million more to stay on Park Avenue in a hotel somewhere and living better than you. You got to go to work today. They're getting money for free.
Including criminal aliens that are here illegally. And so, I applaud, frankly, DHS for taking action to stop these payments under President Trump's leadership, because we have incentivized cities like New York and states like New York, a sanctuary state, to allow this to continue, and it has to stop.
Look, it cost New York, and it's a little selfish of us, billions of dollars because the water was wide open for 4 years. And the mayor that spoke up got exiled in the Democratic Party. Ironically, he's about to be, I guess, in a way, pardoned or protected by this president, who sees a lot of the targeting of Mayor Eric Adams as the same thing that happened to him.
See, that's where they messed up at. When you go so hard at somebody, it happened in 2 ways. I want y'all to really check this out. Shout out to my brother Joe that's in the comments. I see you, bro. I love you to death. Love you to death. I want y'all to see this 2 ways, right? They prosecute somebody on an administration level, and now they're like, now he can feel the same sort of tension that this other person is feeling. So now it's relative. Now you made it relative to the wrong person. Because now it's like, oh, it's the same thing you did to me. Boom, let me get you out of there. Not only that, we might as well call Mayor Adams Democrat/Republican, because he's playing ball with the Republicans now. And I don't blame him, especially if you're prosecuting me and these people are about to help me. I got to go where the help is at. Every man for himself, EMS. I can't even get mad at him. And now you see them backing him. Networks are talking about it. He's basically being accepted. Let's look and see what's really going on here. I'm not hating and I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm just calling out how Hulk Hogan goes from being the mean guy to running out and helping somebody that was getting beat up. And now it's, I am a real man. The old Hulk Hogan, not the new one. You know what I'm talking about. When he's like, and he's getting up off the ground and he's doing, yeah, this is like what this is like right here. And now the new party that didn't like you before, you're cool with them. So now you're a good guy, but for the other team. Check this out. Keep it going, y'all.
No question, Eric Adams spoke out against what the Biden administration was doing. He said that the migrant crisis was, quote unquote, destroying New York City. Kathy Hochul authorized billions of dollars of state taxpayer money to pay for all these expenditures. Meanwhile, she's fleecing hardworking New Yorkers $2,500 just for the privilege of driving to work. It really just speaks volumes to how inept, incompetent, and corrupt New York has become under.
So the same situation would have been in play if we would have had Kamala Harris as our president. If you can't work $1 billion, how you gonna work $1 zillion? Yeah. If you can't work with small money, how you gonna be able to handle big money? You know, little money don't understand how to handle small money. She messed up $1 billion and then tried to lie. I didn't give Beyonce no money. We didn't get Oprah no bread. That was yesterday's show. Y'all already know. We already uncovered that. So if that person would have been in office now, what do you think the economy would have been like? You think it would have been better, or do you think it would have been worse? Just asking a question, you guys. Let's keep it going a little more on this topic because it's very important and it affects all of us. Because if you're in a sanctuary state, these things are going to start to be replicated. FEMA people are going to be like, I don't even care, just send the money out. Well, now we letting you know. Every time you try to do something like that, you tried to do some slick stuff with Tom Homan and you blew the cover for Aurora and all of the busts for the illegal criminals they were coming after. You try to throw up the red flag to keep on sending the money out right now because you felt a certain way that you wanted to be. You wanted to pioneer this. So guess what? Now you guys are going to start to feel it on your own. Just like the governor of Chicago has to go sit down in Washington next month by himself to talk about why he's not being open to helping out the Homeland Security and getting these illegals out of here. So when you go there by yourself, it's different from when you're in your own town talking crap and you got your people behind you. Let's see how he start talking when he's sitting in front of all of those people in Washington and they asking him why he's not helping out.
Feckless leadership.
Right.
We have to stop this massive influx at the border, which is what President Trump is doing. But we have to stop incentivizing states and cities like New York by spending billions, and in this case from FEMA, $59 million to support their efforts to circumvent federal law. That's really what this boils down to. States like New York are circumventing federal law, allowing illegal immigrants to get benefits and access to taxpayer money.
All right, so.
And the veterans ain't getting it. Shout out to my pops that was in the Army. Shout out to everybody that was in the military, everybody that actually worked to get the country to where it is now that should be getting those benefits. Maybe their children should be getting those benefits, but we're not. So that's what I'm trying to say, y'all. It's real. So check this out, what we got right now. So we always talk about scams. We always talk about when people try to get over on people. Why do we do that? Because we like to shine a light on stuff. We also use our platform to commune and get conversations going. And we also make sure that little stories are still getting the light that they're supposed to get. Just like this story. We got these Jamaican nationals that's accused of running a lottery scam from Baldwin County. They got caught. They tried, but it ain't work out too good for them. Check this out in Baldwin County, y'all. I don't know if anybody's from Baldwin County, if y'all know anything about this, but this goes out to y'all in Baldwin.
Coverage tonight. 4 men from Jamaica accused of running a lottery scam from Baldwin County. Federal investigators saying they stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from victims all across the country. And our Natalie Williamson has been looking into this.
Natalie, walk everyone through how this alleged scam worked. Well, Denise and Cameron, according to federal court documents, the suspects would reach out to elderly people, telling them they won the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes, but they had to pay money to receive those winnings. While some got their money back, others weren't so lucky. Tonight, investigators say 4 men from Jamaica are accused of stealing more than $200,000 from victims all across the country, including right here on the Gulf Coast. The FBI arresting Peter Walcott, Malik Chambers, Romario Nimbard, and Jermaine Smith in Foley. According to this affidavit, the suspects tricked victims into thinking they won a lottery. But to get their winnings, the victims had to pay what the suspects said were taxes. Investigators say the victims then shipped the money through FedEx. Thankfully, the company flagged and intercepted thousands of dollars in cash and checks sent to the suspects. FedEx sent the money back to dozens of victims with a warning notice. But that wasn't the case.
That was cool. FedEx caught the money and they sent the money back to dozens of elderly people that were being scammed by these guys. The scam was, you just won Publishers Clearinghouse. All we need you to do is pay the taxes on the money that you won. And older people that are getting up in the age, they believed it. And they were sending all of this money to these guys and they were keeping it. So watch out for your grandparents, elderly people. Let them know about all these scams that we come across. Even if they don't, they don't remember the scams, you want to keep that in their head. So when somebody try to come at them for money, it's an automatic red light, and it makes that come up in their head. Just be like, remember I told you about them scams, Grandma. Remember, they're gonna try to get you all kinds of way. They might say I'm locked up. They might email you. They might call you and say, Grandma, I'm what? If I don't call you, Grandma, it's them. Don't trust nobody, Grandma. That's why I do this.
For everyone, federal court documents also say between April 2020 and February 2023, even before the FBI began investigating, approximately 90 packages were identified that were believed to have contraband shipped to the suspects' houses. The names on the packages were often fake. According to Parker Still, acting assistant special agent in charge of the Mobile division of the FBI, the suspects targeted one group of people.
The subjects operated a Publishers Clearinghouse scheme, and in the course of doing that, they defrauded one of our most vulnerable groups that were out there to protect our elderly victims. In particular, these victims were defrauded from Florida all the way to California. Really throughout the country, we saw this fraud scheme.
I've seen, we caught frauds last week up to $400,000 when one individual got robbed for up to $400,000 of his money. That man was 78 years old. So if y'all don't think that this is important, I do, and I'm going to keep on talking about it. We got one more to go through with this situation, kind of like on the scam side. On the scam side, we got these Westlake police that cracked down a credit card fraud scheme, and they arrested 2 Detroit men. They basically caught them in the act, got them on video. Even if you go with a shiesty now to try to do something with debit cards, y'all, that's not the way no more. Because they basically waiting for you to get to do things. They're compiling the cases, so when they do come for you, you got some real time to handle. Check this out.
Credit card scam has been cracked in the suburbs, and now 2 men are locked up.
Get this, one of them was supposed to be in court for doing the same thing. Gabby Hart has the details on this high-tech crime.
It's a story you'll see on Just One Station.
Well, this was really an elaborate scheme when it comes to credit card fraud, but not so elaborate that the detectives here at Westlake Police Department, along with their digital analysts, couldn't crack it. They tracked down these suspects, and the way they did it, well, it was good police work. On January 29th, a woman living in Westlake found more than $400 in fraudulent charges on her credit card, a credit card that was still in her wallet. She called Westlake police and they launched an investigation. They reviewed surveillance video from a Walmart in Avon where those fraudulent purchases were made. And that's when they spotted a suspect leaving in an SUV with Florida plates. It turns out that was a rental. Detectives used license plate readers and flock cameras to track that SUV down.
Notice all of this high tech, the way that they get in these guys, right? Y'all notice this, right? So they made the move. They did the credit card scam. So now all they doing is building. So every time you use that credit card, right? And now they come catch you at the last place. And now you got all that to deal with. I'm telling you guys this for the simple fact that you might have a friend. Yo, I can get you that hotel room. I could pay your cell phone bill for half of it. That corrupt stuff is on that account now. They coming for you about that. I had a friend where somebody came to him and was like, yo, you got a bank account? He's like, yeah, you'll put this check in your account. Give me this amount back. Next thing you know, he got locked up. He had to do like 2 years. Couldn't even find the person that gave him the check.
And on Tuesday, a break in the case. The SUV popped up again at a Meijer in Avon, and Westlake detectives staked out the parking lot.
Nobody's in the car when we got there, so our detectives just sat and watched. Sure enough, two people come out of the store. One of them is the exact same person who used our victim's credit card at the Walmart in Avon.
Detectives arrested two men, 29-year-old Jalen Wilson and 27-year-old Nathaniel Smith, both of them from Detroit.
Eating burgers, looked like he was in there trying to get some food, all that weight he got on him. Let me say another thing. Sometimes, let's say they give you a hotel room. Oh, don't worry about it. We got you with the we're gonna do it with the swipe on the hotel room. And they in there chilling, they hanging out. I would be scared to death. Scared to death. Because first of all, you sitting there like, exactly, whoever had the eyes, point nine, they're like this, when are they coming to get me? You're a fool. Don't get caught up in this crap with people like this. Don't do it.
And when police searched them, this is what they found. Several counterfeit credit cards that used real numbers of unsuspecting victims. So when I'm looking at these look like real credit cards.
Yeah, really. They look really well done. You can see that the graphics aren't quite as sharp if you compared it to your own credit card.
Police also recovered a scanner used to electronically imprint stolen credit card numbers onto these counterfeit cards. But where are they getting these stolen?
This is what they do. You see that little swipey card? I'm telling it, y'all gonna be mad at me. I'm not on the bad side. I'm telling. I'm telling. I don't care. Call me a snitch, call me whatever. Those small readers, what they do is they go to somebody at the valet. They go to somebody that may be like a waitress or somebody that works at a store that has to do with transactions, and they tell that person, hey, I'm gonna give you $100 or $200, swipe some cards through this, right? And then next thing you know, the people that's doing this every day, oh, here's my card. Okay, thank you. They swipe it over there, then they swipe it over here. And next thing you know, they got all your information on the credit card swiper, the reader, right? But it's also a reader and a writer. So they go get these cards from like a gas station. They go get like a blue dot card, green dot card, and they take that same card, they run it through the same thing, and now they put all of that information on that false card. Then they take the card and they put your name on it so that it corresponds to the information that's on the card. How do I know? Don't ask me because I don't know why, but it's like that. And that's the way it is. That's how they do it.
Stolen numbers in the first place.
From the dark web or from other places on the internet where they obtain stolen credit cards.
Wilson also revealed that he was in town for a court appearance in Summit County on similar charges, and he was also wanted in Mississippi for the same crime. Both of those suspects facing felony charges now on top of the charges they already had for the same crimes. Westlake Police reminding people that if you notice fraud on your credit card statement, don't just call the bank, call the police as well, because you never know if they might be able to track down those responsible.
I never knew that the police could do something like that or they would do it, but that's kind of crazy. I mean, they tracked them down all the way. And that's why I'm telling you guys about the hotel situation. You do not want to be going on no trip and got the hotel for 7 days, and by the second day, they coming in there like this. Who's that? Police, open the door. Get to the door. What's wrong, officer? You know what's wrong. Turn around. And then y'all already know. Watch your head. And now you're doing this looking stupid. And the more cards you got, the more time you get. And they might be fed because it's a federal case because you're messing around with wire fraud and illegal tactics. So guess what, y'all? Let's keep our noses clean. We don't want to be getting caught up in no crap like that because that's beneath us. Real talk. It's really beneath us. Just like what we talked about a minute ago with those FEMA employees that were angry and they still wanted to send the money out. We don't care what you guys are saying. We're about our pioneering. We want to send the money out to make sure that these illegal migrants still can stay in hotels on Park Avenue in New York. We don't care if it's $58 million. We have a principle and we feel that we are the true FEMA workers and we're still going to send that check out. Oh yeah? Guess what? Breaking news. FEMA employees fired over egregious migrant payments. You guys hear that? Egregious migrant payments. Do me a favor, you guys, double tap that screen. Let's try to get these numbers up to 80. We got 400 people in the building. I'm about to show the next clip. We got more to go. Hopefully you guys appreciate the content. Let's go. Let's get those numbers up. I really appreciate you guys. Y'all can give me a little more double taps on that, on them likes, because we definitely got that heat and it's still coming. So yeah, keep on, y'all. Keep on. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. What we got? What we got? What we got? Oh, we got it. It's right there. It's right here. She's getting into every part of it. The Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, on Trump getting rid of FEMA.
People were that were committing these crimes. They knew where these folks that had final removal orders were in our country, could have negotiated agreements with these other countries to take them back home and didn't. And we saw countries like Venezuela release their prisons and their mental health
what are you doing now?
individuals
Are
to
you,
come
are
to the
you
United
comfortable
States.
that you're going to be able to
I'm
not
just-
keep them there indefinitely?
I'm super thrilled that Secretary of State Rubio has been actively going out and negotiating, taking people home. So that's part of all the decisions on when we identify people in communities, as soon as we're able to go get them and return them back home as quickly as possible. So my goal is that people are not in these facilities for weeks and months. My goal is that there's a short-term stay. They're able to go incarcerate them, take them, follow the process, and get them back to their country.
That's your goal, but
Yes.
you're not ruling out that they could be there for weeks.
I'm not going to rule that out because we are going to continue to make sure that we're talking with every single country.
Fox News alert
But it's
moments
not an
ago. We
option for
received
us
this
to keep
together.
people here
We received a
illegally.
statement from the DHS regarding the $59 million sent from FEMA to New York City migrants last week. Quote, 4 employees being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. We have not announced it yet, so we have it first. There's going to be firings, the names are going to be out, and let's bring in New York Congressman Mike Lawler. Congressman, your thought about that move?
Well, it's non-citizens do not have the right to vote in our elections, period. There's a reason New York is a sanctuary state and city, though. And the reason is they want illegal immigrants counted as part of the census. That gives them more congressional seats and it gives them more electoral votes. That's what this all boils down to. They want them to be able to vote in our elections. I fundamentally believe that it is wrong. It violates both the U.S. and New York State constitutions and needs to be prohibited. And if the court had any courage or any conviction at all, it will reject this outright today.
Tell you guys what just happened. I thought that they were going to actually announce who the people were. I thought that that content was going to actually be inside of this same video, but it's actually not. The only thing that they actually announced was they do know who did it and that they're going to prosecute. So there is no actual definitive person to say this person at FEMA did it, that person at FEMA did it. As you guys heard, they said that they're basically still working on that part, but they have figured out that the money was sent and they got some firings coming up. They do not have names. Like he said, they do not have names yet. So I thought it was in here, but it's not. So that's why when I went to look for the clip, I thought it was something different, but we already got it. And that was the clip right there. So we did not miss the clip. Just want you guys to know that we still on point and we still got the show moving along the way that we're supposed to. Things happen like that. So let's just keep it moving. We also got the next situation. I don't know if you guys heard about the drugging that happened in New York, where 3 men were found guilty of drugging somebody. I think they were like setting up gay people and robbing them, and it got even worse. So we got a situation where men they got found guilty of nightclub druggings. They were doing some pretty nasty stuff to these people. But check this out, because now they found guilty and they had to go to court this week. They were going to trial, but they basically blew trial. And now we're going to see what their sentence is for what they did.
All counts. A jury convicted 3 men who drugged and robbed 5 people outside of Manhattan nightclubs. 2 of them actually died. Alice Gaynor covers courts and crime, and she tells us that jurors saw.
I don't know if you guys see that, but yes, that's what you think. That's somebody drugged that they bringing out on one of them hotel luggage racks. And basically, these are the 3 guys they got arrested because what they were doing was drugging people at nightclubs and robbing them. Out of a few of them, a couple of those people actually passed. That's why I felt that this story was important to bring up.
A video of one victim passed out, being wheeled through a lobby on a luggage cart.
Jaquan Hamilton, Robert DeMeo, and Jacob Barroso were found guilty on all counts, which included murder, robbery, and conspiracy. Families of the victims were relieved.
And I am so grateful to the jurors who came to the conclusion that they did.
Prosecutors had argued the men, all in their 30s, ran a drug and robbery scheme from 2021 to 2022 outside of Manhattan gay bars and nightclubs, stealing cell phones, credit cards, and other personal identifying information, offering substances laced with fentanyl to seemingly intoxicated people they befriended exiting these establishments in order to incapacitate them. Jurors heard and saw video evidence of the defendants, like in this video, showing someone unresponsive being wheeled through a lobby on a luggage cart. That person survived, but 2 of the 5 victims died. According to the indictment in April 2022, Hamilton and Barroso approached 25-year-old Julio Ramirez, a social worker, outside a bar and left him incapacitated in a cab, stealing his phone and other property. He died. In May 2022, Hamilton and DeMeo approached 33-year-old John Umberger, a political consultant, outside a club, eventually leaving him incapacitated in an apartment, stealing thousands of dollars.
So I remember this case. I remember that individual. I remember that person that passed. But I knew nothing about how he passed and what happened. So again, it seems as if, you know, a lot of cases were seeming to have the same sort of way that it happened. And they just stacked it. The detectives basically pooled it and figured out this was the same people that were doing it. And they finally got down to the bottom line and they arrested these people. And for 3 people to actually pass out of this is terrible. You know, robbery, robbing people, drugging them, it's terrible.
We are heartbroken because nothing is going to bring John back, but we are just so grateful to God that hopefully no one else will be hurt by these men.
An attorney for one of the defendants had no comment and says they are appealing. Those in court for the defendants yelled out, "Love you," as they were led out of the courtroom.
I think we should all keep in mind that there's still 2 people who are no longer with us. My heart goes out to them and to the living victims as well.
Sentencing is...
That's somebody I can't stand. He need to hit a treadmill 3 weeks ago. Well, 2 years ago. I can't stand Alvin Bragg. That dude there is just like a piece of roadkill, just gets on your nerves. Anybody understand what I'm saying? When I come down to that part, you understand what I mean. I can't stand Alvin Bragg. He gets on my nerves. Let me ask you a question. You remember back in the day when everybody used to win at the NFL, the Super Bowl, or they would win a baseball championship like the World Series? They would always say, "So what are you doing now that you won the championship?" What would everybody say, y'all? Y'all remember? "I'm going to Disney World." Remember that? "I'm going to Disney World." Anybody ever see the prices of Disney World for the last 2 years? It's almost $250 for one person to get inside Disney World. And they got the nerve to be raising the price. Y'all believe this? So now Disney, they're driving Americans away from because of all of these price hikes. And they're not getting as much money when it comes down to cartoons and their network because there's so much competitions out here. So now, let me ask you a question. You want to take your kid to Disney World, pay $300 per kid, and if you're an adult, pay almost like $400 and change? It's pretty crazy. And then you can't even bring your food in no more. You have to go to these little concession stands where you're spending like $12, $13 just for a hot dog. This is what happens when you price yourself out in an economy where people can't afford. I'm just going to predict right now that Disney's about to take a major hit, and we might start seeing some real bad things happen at Disneyland because you have to be able to maintain what you're doing. They got all those rides, they got all those workers, they have a big name, they got all that land to take care of. So what they're going to do when people stop going there? I predict a bad future for Disneyland. And it's pretty sad because, you know, everybody loves Disneyland. Everybody was a kid before. But at this time, Disneyland is just too expensive for anybody to go to, even if you win a championship. Or maybe only if you win a championship, because that's the only people that can afford it.
Inflation putting a damper on Disney's magic. Take a look at this. For a 2-parent home with 2 young kids, it cost $4,200 for a 4-day visit at Disney World. Just 5 years earlier, it was over $1,000 less. And Disney knows this is a problem. Attendance at U.S. parks increased just 1% this past year compared to 6% the year before. How long until families start looking elsewhere?
You could buy a car for $4,000. You know what you can do with your kids for $4,000 instead of going to Disney World? You could take them on trips, all types of places. $4,000 to go to Disneyland. What do you guys think about this nonsense right here? Disney got mostly Mexicans. Woody Holden, you're talking about the people that's walking around in the Mickey Mouse suits and everything. You're right about that, Woody. Jenny Wren said, take your kids to a national park or learn how to ski. There you go, Jenny. Rob Smith, shit, that's for the rich other folks. James Redmond, not me. I hate Disneyland. Joe DeMatteo said Disney killed Star Wars right when it got interested in the older movies. I'll never forgive them. Right, Joe? You're right, Joe. One Quapo, prices need to go down or be reasonable. Disney doesn't get any of my money. I won't support the price holds or even Disney products. Has nothing to do with it. The comment doesn't make sense. Okay, dog, Sharon, whatever. I think it's because they raised minimum wage. Oh, hell no. I got 7 kids. Ooh. Miss Flores said, hell no, I got 7 kids. Jenny Wren said, going broke. Yep, they're going broke. Oh, that's Milton Perez said, gotta take your kids to Dubai instead. With 4,000 and change, you right, Milton. You can take your kids to Dubai.
Said the company, according to a report in the Wall Street Journal, Taylor, say that the company has become addicted.
Do me a favor, you guys. We're going to keep on going with this story, but I love you guys for double tapping that screen. Let's get those likes up to let everybody know what we're doing. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Let's keep it going.
To price hikes and has reached the limits of what middle-class Americans can afford.
So, gosh, going to Disney is a privilege, not a right. So if this is a company that wants to raise prices, Americans have the choice to go or to not go. I think there's a few of us on this table who feel priced out of the market. I'm one of the family of 3 that says, I don't know if I can cut it again. They said the average ticket on a most expensive day has now topped $200 a person, not including the fast track. Disney says, well, you don't need a fast track. You can still go and have fun. I went 3 years ago. I don't know if this was legal. I had a backpack and I had to pack my own peanut butter sandwiches because I can't afford an $18 pretzel if I'm going to Disneyland.
I can't believe you revealed that on television.
I know. The only other quick point I'll make is when I think Disney, I think a CEO who's about to retire, Bob Iger, who they already brought out of retirement, and a company without a succession plan that I'm waiting to hear about, and a company that's lost streaming subscriber customers.
Yeah.
I need more.
Well, but Jackie, starting in late 2023, according to the Journal, they knew their own survey showed that people were not planning to come back.
Yeah.
They knew this over a year ago.
And so I wonder if there's a correlation, and at some point we can do a deep dive on foot traffic versus price hikes. Because I'm wondering if they're making up from reduced foot traffic as a result of people not really, biting on their DEI and wokeness, and parents saying, I don't want to take my kid to Disneyland and have to explain to them, weirdness about which bathroom to use, and characters that are dressed up as with no gender.
That's another thing. When you try to abide by DEI things, now you got people that will rock hard, die hard American citizens. That's like, we don't even want to go there anymore because you want to adapt to a trend. You want to equate what my brother says, my race against someone's sexual preference, because those two things don't go right with each other. You're trying to bring, for instance, you bring my class, you try to say black people or what do they call us? Black people, they call us the not middle class, but they call us like whatever they call us. They try to put us together with the immigrants. They try to put us together with all of the lower class of people. And they bring us down like on a certain level where now everybody's all inclusive to us. Well, let me ask you, how does my race have to do with anything that has to do with your sexual preference is what I'm trying to say. It's 2 total different things. And Disney right now, when they're making these caricatures that have no gender, they're basically playing up to that. This is all stupid. All we want to see is Pluto. We want to see Mickey. We want to see Minnie. We don't need all of that extra stuff that you guys are doing. And if you're doing that, you deserve what you're getting right now. You deserve to get the ramifications of people not wanting to come because you want to be on a stupid woke agenda. And now, as you can see it, for 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, they already knew that this was coming. So from what I'm thinking, Disney's about to take a major hit. They might downsize ridiculously. They got a lot of property, a whole city almost, that they have to keep up. They're not going to lower prices because they got to manufacture and they got to keep costs going. So what are they going to do? They might be out of here. We saw Toys R Us get up out of here. They might be leaving soon too.
Or not gender specific. And so I'm wondering if some of these price hikes are coming from that need as a business to turn a profit, and then
Lou, you're a parent.
I
You've
have
been
4 kids, and the happiest day of my life was not at Disney. It was when my 3-year-old at that time said she never wants to go back again. So my 2 oldest have been, my 2 youngest will never ever go. It's just priced out of every American family. It's not for the average American anymore. Forget the politics of it and picking a fight with the governor of Florida. It's just not there. And to Taylor's point, they're just burning capital. And
you've been too, right? You took your kids.
Yeah, I mean, I did not expect to do it on the cheap. I expected
Did
to
you pack
spend
your
a lot of money.
PB&J?
I did not pack the PB&J, but I thought it was going to be magical. You know, like I was going to get on these rides and the food was going to be great and the hotel was going to be big, and none of those things happened. It felt like a budget amusement park experience at a very high price.
Quickly, the one thing they do have, though, is the cult following. People line up 3 years in advance for that Disney cruise.
People get married at Disney.
I know.
I mean, we have some of those people here.
There's
where
a
they
Disney
really
marathon.
go overboard.
Yeah, but the problem is that's the minimum. That's the small amount of people. The majority of people are not doing that, and that's why they can't sustain and they can't maintain what they're doing right now. That's why they're having this issue. Oh, we got $20. Let's go give some love to Robert Snell. That's right. Got me some coffee today. Appreciate you, Robert Snell. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And I love the fact that you guys come here to, come make comments, check out the clips, go back and forth, because you make me smarter too. You are my co-host. I can't do this by myself. You notice how every time I come back to the clip, every time I come back to the screen, I look at those comments. When you guys have phenomenal back and forth with me, it helps me run to the goal line. I can close it down. So yes, you guys are my co-hosts, and I appreciate you guys so much. Robert Snell, get my email address out of the description. We will be sending you a special gift from the bottom line. You might get a t-shirt. You might get a sweatshirt. You might get a hoodie. bridgethisllc@gmail.com. Send me your email address. You're going to get a special gift, brother. Send me an address and I got you. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, like we always say, we're going to do it again. We're going to have more clips. We're going to be up. Thank you guys for your participation today. We had a phenomenal show. It flowed, went up, went down. We dropped the ball, picked it back up, still got it to the goal line. Why I say you just keep on moving, keep on being persistent, and God gonna make it happen. You plant the seed, you put water on it, and let him do what it do, and you're gonna be all right. Don't stop pushing what you guys wanna do. Never stop persisting and trying to move forward and being positive. Always protect your family and yourself. Pray to God that he makes it a better way for us tomorrow. Take care of animals. We love pit bulls over here. We love dogs. We love all animals over here. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC, and like I always tell you, could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So till tomorrow, you know how we do it. Get 'em! 1.